What's happening, everybody? On YouTube, Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com in my vehicle with a random blanket behind me. Why is there a blanket behind me? Because I've been traveling the country the last 30 days, living life on my own terms, enjoying ultimate freedom, and, I got some valuable stuff back there. So the blanket shields the good stuff from intruders. So I'm gonna wait for everybody to come on in right now. Let me know if you could hear me and see me okay. This is a little spontaneous live stream that I want to do just because it's so, just at the forefront of my mind right now. And this is something that I wish someone told me when I was a kid about money, right? And being able to accomplish my goals, right? Not everybody just wants money for money, right? We don't just want to get a job or go to school or have a career or just make money for the fact of just having a bunch of, dead notables in our pocket. We want money because we want freedom. We want to do what we want to do. We want to design life on our own terms. We want to help people. We want to enjoy our life, right? So I just want to set the tone to this conversation real quick and let me know if you could hear me. Hey, what's up, Eula Roberts? Appreciate it. I'm so happy I caught you live. You were so inspirational. Well, this is going to be a good one because I am amped up right now. And what's up, Paul? Good to see you. And I've got some really interesting stuff that I want to share that I'm going to tell my kids eventually down the road when I do have kids. And I wish somebody told me this as, a young boy, as a teenager, right? Get over it. You're a man now, but it's great that you know now. I didn't even explain what I'm talking about. but that is interesting what you said, Max, about knowing the purpose of what money is, right? But that's not what I'm going to talk about. What I'm going to talk about now is one, the education system, and two, saving. So growing up, my parents and a lot of the parents that were surrounding me and what I heard from teachers and everybody was, all right, if you want to be successful, this is what you have to do. One, go to school, get a degree. And two, when you make money, save money, right? Now I'm curious. We got 33 people watching live right now. I'm sure hundreds and thousands of people will see this afterwards. But regardless if you're watching live or you watch this afterwards, put down below, what's your first impression upon that? Go to school, and when you make money, save your money. Is that good advice or bad advice? I would like to say that if you want to be average, right? If you want to be able to succeed in terms of what society says is success, which is living the American dream. What's the American dream? Get a job, get married, right? So you have a job, you're married, you probably went to school for 4 to 6 years. Now you make enough money to pay your mortgage. You have enough money to be able to put little Bobby into hockey or soccer. You've got the white picket fence, you've got a couple animals, and you're able to, go on vacation maybe once or twice a week. How does that sound to everybody? I'm curious. How does that sound? For me personally, that sounds horrible. And that's why I always rebelled against the traditional go to school, get an education, and save your money. I think that's a plan for mediocrity, and I believe that that's a plan for being unhappy. Now, if you want to become a veterinarian or an accountant or a lawyer or an architect or an engineer, 100% go to school. 100% go to school. Max, you could kiss my you-know-what. Because you want to know what? There's a lot of people out there who talk a big game. But if you see them behind the computer screen, they're probably sitting in mommy and daddy's basement, broke as a joke, wishing that they would have done something different with their lives. And the advice that I had received as a young boy and a teenager would have led me to that. And I have a lot of friends and a lot of family who went to school 9 to 5, followed the advice, and now they're miserable. They do have a house, and they do have a nice car, and they have a formal education, and they did save money, but they're living hand to mouth, and they're unhappy, and they're stressed. So the advice that I wish I would have received, which has allowed me to really live life on my own terms over the last 5-6 years, it's allowed me to travel, it's allowed me to get involved in things that make money that I enjoy, helping people I'm passionate about. And here's what I want to talk about. Number one, you shouldn't go to school for 4 to 6 years, right? You shouldn't go to school for 4 to 6 years and then your education is done. Your education should never end. If you want to really be successful and live life on your own terms, design your own life, travel the world, do what you enjoy, your education continues forever. I'm learning and educating and growing every single day. So that's number one, go to school, get a job. Regardless if that's what you do because you want to be an architect or an engineer, your education shouldn't stop. Because once your education stops, especially in today's economy, it's over, you're done. So, your education has to always continue. You have to always be learning new things and growing and whatnot, right? School and going to school is great. It teaches you how to think. It teaches you how to problem solve. It teaches you patience, but it's not going to give you what you think that you truly want. And if you want freedom and you want a big income, if you want to travel, if you want to live life on your own terms, what you need to do instead, and the advice I'm going to tell my children, is go to school only if you want to go to school. But if you want to really have true freedom and income and finances, you need to learn about high income skills. You need to learn how to do things that are going to make you a lot of money. If you become excellent in e-commerce, that's a high income skill. If you learn private label, wholesale, that's a high income skill. If you really learn and master Facebook ads and Google advertising, that's a high income skill. If you learn how to communicate and help people and figure out what challenges people have and how you can truly add value, unlike Max, who's in the comments right now, not adding any value, trying to tear people down, coming on my YouTube channel, that's the recipe for failure. Worry about yourself. Worry about how you can add value. Worry about how you can learn and grow and become better. Learn high income skills. Creating a YouTube channel where you're able to, create videos that make a difference in people's lives. Learning how to publish ebooks or create your own book is a high income skill. Learning how to create a high converting webinar that helps and serves, or creating a course, that's a high income skill. Learn high income skills instead of just going to school. Use your education to make you a bunch of money. And now secondly, what I want to talk about is saving money. I was always told as a young boy and teenager, and society's norm is kind of like save money. Saving money is great if you want to be mediocre. And you could actually become money. You could become rich by saving money, but you have to save money the right way. Putting money in a bank and just letting it sit there is idiotic because inflation's eating it away and it's not growing and you're going to be barely getting any money from the bank. What you want to do is invest your money into index funds, or invest your money into real estate, or invest your money into some safe vehicle which can compound over time. There's been plenty of people and case studies out there, people who've made $30,000, $40,000 a year, and they become millionaires. But it's going to take you 20, 30, 40 years. And if you want to make, if you want to have freedom now and have a lot of money now, you need to learn high income skills. And you need to get that compounding quickly. So that's the big misconception that I believe, and what I'm going to tell my children down the road, and I wish I was told when I was younger, was only go to school. I mean, really like extended school, and only have the belief that education is really going to change your life. If you really have a purpose and vision, don't just go to school to go to school. Use that for a reason, right? You're not going to typically get rich or have your freedom by going to school. And regardless of what you decide to do, if you decide to go to school or not, right? This is the BS that society feeds our children now. Is education and going to formal school is the answer. No, education in general is the answer. Your education never ends. This whole myth about you just go to college and you get to live the American dream is ridiculous. It's idiotic. It's absolutely ridiculous. The education never ends. It never ends. Every single day, you've got to be learning something new. Every single day, you've got to be challenging yourself. And education is much more than just reading a book. It's seminars and it's courses and it's networking events and it's, meeting new people, right? The education never ends. Don't just save money. And then when you start making money, don't just save money, invest your money. Build a business or invest your money in stocks. Don't be trying to sit there and day trade unless you're a day trader, but put your money in some index funds or pick a few big stocks and let it sit for 10 years. Dawn says, hey, Steve, thank you for all the knowledge and kindness. I'm on the road to success, and with your help, I will be there. That's awesome. Mr. Sadie says, most people will never make over $1 million in their life and die broke. And it's not all about money. This is what I'm trying to get through to you guys right now. It's not about money. And here's another thing. It's all an illusion. People think it's about money. It's freedom. It's living life on your own terms. Being able to wake up and choose your, existence. And it's an illusion as well. Like right now, if you take a look in my vehicle, like I look like I'm a broke man, right? I got a blanket back here. We got Max, the troll of the century, has ammunition up his yin-yang because look at this. I'm living like I got a suitcase. I look like I'm a homeless man. But I could promise you, okay, and this isn't to impress you, it's only to impress upon you that I have the ultimate freedom. I have the ultimate freedom. I do what I want, when I want. I'm traveling, I'm enjoying life, I'm helping and serving people in my own way, right? And to help and serve people, you don't have to be the Tony Robbins or the Gary Vaynerchuk of your space. You just need to be able to help somebody, one person, each and every day, to add a little bit of value, right? That's the key, to add a little bit of value, to help, to serve. And it's about the intention that you have. So these are some of the lessons that, that I've learned, and some of the things that I'm gonna be passing down to my future children. And, maybe I'll play this video for them down the road and say, hey, look, Daddy looked like he was broke. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Everything's going great. I've been, working on my wholesale business. I've been traveling. I've been working on a lot of various projects, from selling books to our eBay consignment business, salsa dancing. Bradley says it's about making a difference, helping peeps, and yes, make some money too. Absolutely. And when it comes down to making money, a lot of people don't realize it boils down to this one thing, right? It's adding value. That's how you make money. If you want to make more money, you have to find a way to add more value to more people. That's it. It's really that simple. It's not that complicated. All right. So if you guys have any questions, I would love to answer any questions that you have, or if there's anything you want to chit chat about, drop a comment down below. Amazon seller says, Max, dude, he's not homeless. I'm sure he makes more than you. And here's one thing that I've learned. If someone tells you, like if somebody is really, really coming at you trying to prove how successful they are, and they're trying to make everything look so perfect, and they're trying to really, like, have you ever met somebody and they're just like throwing it in their face of how successful they are? I can pretty much assure that they're probably not. Because the people who are successful that I've learned about and that I'm friends with, they don't have to prove anything to anybody. They don't need the nice shiny car. They don't need the nice big house. And they're not here to sell you on how amazing they are. Because true confidence, you know it. And you could read it, and you could look at someone in their eyes, like right now. And you can tell if someone's BSing you, if they're legit. You can feel it. It's an energy. You don't need to prove yourself to them. They don't call them raking profits for nothing. I'm definitely not balling. But I live a life of design, of freedom. I get to travel, enjoy life. For me, it's not all about how much money I make. If I wanted to just make as much money as possible, I wouldn't be here making this video on YouTube. I could promise you that. And I'd be working a hell of a lot harder on a daily basis. But it's not all about money for me. Is it all about money for you? If it is, that's great. Not here to judge you on it. Mr. Sadie says, I've seen your journey the whole way, Steve, and no one can say you didn't carve your own way. And that's the name of the game. Grocery wholesale for Amazon ungating. Well, you need to order a product or products, at least 10 from a wholesaler, and then you have to give the invoice to Amazon. You'll get ungated. It's pretty simple. I want to be debt-free. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of debt, but it's good debt. I have a couple mortgages on some investment properties. But you want to have good debt. You want to get away from the bad debt for sure. Let me see these comments. MC says, I made $4,500 last year. We gotta step it up this year. Crispin Garcia says, I love the evolution of your videos. Thank you for everything you do in the reselling community. I appreciate you, Crispin. Thank you. What wholesaler? I know what I need to do. Any suggestions? I would go into some of the Facebook groups and ask. I'm not sure what wholesaler. I don't sell grocery on Amazon. But just go into some of the Facebook groups and add some value and ask some questions. You'll find out. I just don't want to worry about bills ever again. As long as the bills are paid, I'm good. So you need to learn skills that are going to pay you. And you have to have patience. You know, you got to have patience. Like, I don't care what you do, whether you build a high income skill of selling on eBay or private label or drop shipping or wholesale or running Facebook ads for, you know, clients or starting an agency. Like, it all takes time to be successful. And I was just on a phone call with one of my friends earlier today, and I was talking about how it drives me crazy when I meet people who they're always thinking about these big ideas, but you always talk to them again and they've never done anything. And when it comes down to being successful, and success is a word that you get to create the definition of. My meaning of success might be completely different than yours, my definition, right? But coming up with a great idea is only 1% of it. Actually launching the idea is a lot harder. And then guess what? Once you think of that great idea and you actually launch it, which takes a lot of research, preparation, time, risk, the game has just begun, because now you actually have to make it work, right? You come up with an idea, you figure out how to launch it, you're in the Facebook groups, YouTube, you're going through a course and all that. And then there's a difference, right? It's like school and real life. Like, how many people do you know who go to school, get a degree, like my brother, guy's making like well over 6 figures now with his computer engineering degree. And he told me most of the stuff that he does now for a huge, gigantic, multi-billion-dollar company, he Googles the answers. He didn't learn anything in school. I'm sure he learned like foundational principles. I'm not going to take it all away from him. But that's how it is, you know? So once you have that idea and you launch it, now you got to figure out, right? This is where the rubber meets the road, right? And now you have to figure out real life what's going to be happening, and you have to learn how to grow it, and you're dealing with refunds and how to list and upset customers and how do I source more products, and, you know, how do I deal with these, you know, issues and freight forwarders if you're private labeling, or buy box issues if you're, you know, wholesaling right now, or how do I deal with this or that, or now I have to, you know, hire employees and it's creating all these issues and challenges. So that's where the rubber meets the road. The idea is great, launching it is great, but the hard work's actually maintaining and growing and, you know, making it work. So it takes patience. That's what I'm saying. Success takes patience. And I don't care if you made $4,500 last year. That's fantastic, MC. I don't know if it was you who said that. Somebody did. That's great. If you want to get to 9,000, 10,000, 20,000, it takes patience. But you have to have that idea, then you have to launch it, and then you have to maintain it and consistently improve every single day. And my business is, all I'm doing right now is literally coming up with an idea, bringing it to my team, and then consistently working with them, managing them, helping to improve, optimize things. That's what I do, right? When you're the boss. But if you don't have a team, that's fine, but you're going to have to consistently continue to build your business each and every day. That's what it comes down to. Looking at your business, looking at, okay, here's sourcing, here's listing, here's inventory management, here's customer service. Let's pick a section this week. Maybe it's sourcing, right? Because you need to know what makes you your money. As a reseller going to thrift stores and garage sales, it's sourcing, right? That's the big thing. It's sourcing and listing. Take care of those two things. You're going to be fine. You're going to be doing a great job. So let's take a look at sourcing. What can we do to, you know, find an extra 100 items a week? What can we do to list an extra 10 items a day? And you start kind of breaking it down. You say, all right, you know, maybe I could hire someone to go out there. Or, you know, how about at this thrift store that I only find 20 books a week at? Why don't I, you know, go up to Jim, the manager, and say, hey, what's up, Jim? I'm Steve. You know, I come in all the time and I buy tons of books. As you can see in my carriage right now, I've got about 15 books right now. And I was curious, you know, is there any way that I can go into the back room and just start scanning the books? We'll just keep it between you and I, and I'll buy a bunch of books. And, you know, we like to take these books and bring them online and bring them, you know, in the hands of buyers. I know you guys throw away a lot of them. Is there any way we could build a relationship? And, you know, you start talking to people and you build a relationship. Now you're finding 60 books a week because you got backroom access at the thrift store. Right? Maybe you decide, you know what, sourcing, I'm gonna take that idea that I heard from Steve or Casey or Chris, and I'm gonna create an ad on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace that says, you know, I buy vintage toys. And you put that out there. Next thing you know, you just landed a huge deal that's gonna bring in $3,000 because you took that effort. You consciously made the decision that, you know what, I'm going to optimize this part of my business. And that's what it comes down to, is consistently looking at the various parts of your business and asking yourself, how can I improve this? How can I grow this? How can I make it better? How can I learn from my mistakes? Right? And this is what it comes down to. It's not all about going to school, right? And then saving money. You'll live a good, average life. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. And we need people to do that. We need people who, you know, fill all the roles of society. But I'm talking to the people who deep down inside, they've got this burning desire to have an abundance of income, and they want to travel, and they want freedom, and they want to live life on their own terms, and they want to choose what time they wake up, and they want to control their life. That's who I'm talking to. I'm not telling you that this is the best answer, and it's not for everybody, but this is just a reflection of who I am and what I've always wanted. And I wish I had this advice, you know, when I was younger, to learn these high income skills and learn how to invest my money and learn about index funds and learn about real estate, right? Not all the get rich quick flipping real estate and investing in stocks and stock options and all this BS that is very highly risky, but learning about concrete, you know, ways to invest your money that can build your money and almost guarantee you wealth long term, coincided with learning high income skills, right? So I'm on a whole high income skill rant right now. I was inspired by Jason Capital, who has a course called High Income Skills. It's like $10 a month or something. I would definitely check it out. He talks about all different types of things, from speaking to Facebook marketing to e-commerce to all types of high income skills. But that's my rant for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I am not homeless, not yet. But yeah, I've got a blanket back here. I've got my suitcase. I've got a computer back there that I had picked up from the warehouse, and just traveling right now. And just spent a couple days in Myrtle Beach. I rented a beautiful apartment on the ocean and went swimming, was hanging out a lot in the jacuzzi. You know, I've got my laptop with me, so I'm literally working wherever I am. I just went and had some beautiful Indian food for dinner and had my laptop with me and was, you know, writing some emails and sending out some stuff to wholesalers. And you know, when you love what you do, you never work another day of your life. And I love what I do. And you know, I'm not trying to like boast or anything, but this is you know, a life that you can live as well, if that's what you want. Not my life, but your own life, right? You get to do what you want when you want. You get to do what you enjoy, and it's out there. But for most people who go to school and achieve that American dream, just based on the people I know, I can only talk from my experiences, they're not happy, and they feel stuck, and they feel trapped, and they don't have a lot of money. So that's the advice I'm going to give to my children down the road. Let me know if you agree or disagree. If you disagree, would love to hear why. And again, hope you guys all have an amazing day. Appreciate you. Much love. Amazon Seller 99. Thank you, Mr. Sadie. Appreciate you. And again, this is just my opinions. Obviously, this is general advice. It's not going to apply to everybody in every situation, but I'm just talking to my people. So with that being said, have an amazing day. Peace.